Hello and welcome. Why is
Hi.
Oh, hold on, wait. Oh, there we go. I was like, why is it not working?
I'm just gonna sit right here.
Okay. So, hello and welcome.
Hi. I don't ever have an intro. I just say hello.
I know. Hello. My name's Melissa. My name's Mel.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Hi, my name's Levi.
What?
So I'm not sitting on a chair that has a back, and it's kind of driving me crazy.
Okay, say it again.
Okay. Hello and welcome.
Hello and welcome.
To WTF Knitting.
And the Honeybee Knits.
And Honeybee Knits. My name is Levi.
I'm Melissa.
I do live in Central Ohio with my partner, and I'm a registered nurse.
I live in Southern Ohio with my husband.
30 minutes south of Cincinnati, I think is what you normally say.
45 minutes north of Cincinnati.
I can be found on Instagram as WTF Knitting. I can be found on Ravelry as the nurse that knits one.
I am on Instagram as honey_b_knits and on Ravelry as Melissa1308.
1308. You know, it's funny. I was, I have all my projects with yarn choices, modifications, and needle sizes. Whips and FOs are found on my Ravelry project pages. Melissa is going to get better at that.
I'm going to try. I don't have any pictures, and I never put my needle sizes, but I do have all my projects up. So.
You know, I got to admit, I am glad I do that because I have basically all my whips, I've shoplifted the needles on.
Oh, yeah, so you don't know what needles
So I don't know.
You change.
Huh?
You change needle sizes a lot, different from the parent. I don't know, just follow the pattern.
Yeah, because I'm a rebel girl. So, go on.
I just want to mention that this is our first time doing this, so it is a little weird, isn't it? It's like, it's definitely different doing it this way.
Yeah. It's like our conversation, but it's like, I
know, it's hard to start. I was just going to say, it's hard to start the episode because I feel like we're just having our normal, like, FaceTime chat.
Right. And the thing is there is a few second delay, so if we talk over each other, we're going to try really hard to, like, not interject until we know the person that's talking quits.
Yes, we're going to try. But I'm really bad about interrupting.
Me too. And the quality of the video may not be, like, up to snuff, but listen, we're dealing with what we got, right?
Amen.
Anyway, so I don't even know what I was going to say. I have a lot of whips today and FOs.
I have 2 FOs and 3 whips. I feel like I have been a knitting machine the last 2 weeks or so.
You have been. You've been kicking it in the pants, girl.
Yeah.
So I've officially lost 20 pounds.
Old stuff and new stuff. Yay! That's so exciting.
Yeah, so I'm excited. So there is a little bit of a lag now that we've started. There wasn't before.
I've noticed that as well. Oh no.
I don't know. If it doesn't work out, we'll figure it out. What can we do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe someone's on the internet. Stay off your phone!
Everybody off your phones. It's hard to tell.
Use the data. And you know, the thing is I was looking on Amy, because the Periscoping Sister do this, and they were talking about how they have to check their speed test. And I found how to check the speed test, but my speed is not anywhere near the speed that she has. So maybe it's my internet that's lagging. Because, you know, my cheap butt only pays $25. Well, no, I forgot. We upgraded it.
We have I think 100 megabits per second.
I don't know. We upgraded it because this stupid Mac, I thought it'd get my podcast up quicker, and it doesn't. Anyway. So how was your week?
Being a podcaster.
What?
I said the challenges of being a podcaster.
Yeah, for sure. So how was your week?
It was busy. I have to admit, like I'm not used to going into the office more than like 1 or 2 days a week, and I had to be there Monday through Wednesday, which I ended up not staying for full day Wednesday, but it's still like you don't realize how much you change. Because I mean, I used to be in the office 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week, from 7 a.m. to 5 or 6 p.m. And then I would go to night classes after that when I was in school.
Yeah.
It was like fine. Like I was fine. Like I was tired, of course. Like on the weekends, I definitely have to rest up. But now that I'm working from home, going in, it was hard for me to even get into the office by 8 every day. Like it was a struggle. And I think it's just the getting up, getting ready, doing your commute. You don't realize how much time you cut out of your daily like stuff when you get to work from home. So it took a lot out of me. I was really surprised at how tired I was. But other than that, I got a lot of knitting done this week. I got some dyeing done on Friday, which is exciting. I have a shop update today, so by the time this goes up, they'll be in there, and I have 4 new colorways coming for spring. And then I did some cleaning yesterday. So
Yay. You know, when I went down to your house that Friday, I realized how much I would hate to go to the office because I was in rush hour traffic in Columbus, and my job is on the west side of town, so I was literally driving. You know, I had to drive south to get onto the road to get towards you. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am so glad that I do not do this anymore.
Yeah, I'm quite lucky because I live really close to my office. So on a good day, it only takes me like 5 or 6 minutes to get to work. But yeah, I don't know. I was telling Jason, I don't know if I could ever go back to full time in the office again. And I know I could, but it's just like, I don't know that I would ever want to.
Starbucks mugs.
Mine's from Maryland.
Ooh, mine's from New York City, darling. So let's talk about knitting. You got something you're whipping up there.
Let's ask you how your week was. How was your week?
It was fine. Just schoolwork and work and knitting.
You're almost done with school. You're almost there.
8 more weeks. Well, technically 7 more weeks because my 4th week starts on Sunday. So I have 7 weeks and 1 day. And May 5th is graduation.
Exciting. I cannot wait.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have meetups in the world.
Yeah, and it's getting easier. Like the last class has probably been the easiest class out of all of them. Honestly. Like I thought it was going to be the worst class ever. And in reality, it is not at all what I thought it was going to be. It was actually quite easy. Surprisingly.
Right.
So, but yeah.
So,
now we can get into whips.
I have 3 whips. How many do you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, well, you're going first.
Well, I have 4 that aren't mittens.
Well, okay, let's be honest. Let's do this. I have 3 whips, and then I have 3 that I'm casting on today. So I'll show the 3 that I'm also casting on.
Okay,
so
perfect.
1.
Okay. So I'm going to start with, you're casting on socks and you're knitting socks. So let's talk about, we'll do socks first.
Okay.
So I'm still working on these. Vanilla is the new black socks.
I know they're like kind of a pain in the ass, but I love them.
Kind of. So I was right here the last time, and I've put in both heels, and I have worked like 2 repeats on them. So I am doing a vanilla is the new black. They're not vanilla socks because everyone knows I don't know how to do vanilla, but I put in a 2x2x2 cable and then a 3x2 ribbing. And this is in the Stranded Dye Works Frostbite colorway on her sock blank. It used to be a sock blank, but the sock blank and I had an argument, and the sock blank lost. And it is on my size 1 signatures and my Field supply bag.
French supply
Okay,
bag.
Field supply. I don't care. I bought it.
I love it.
Done. Next. Oh, actually, I have 2 sock whips. I forgot. Remember those ones that are complete fail?
Oh.
So talk about your socks. Because you got 2 sock whips, too.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a row, but that's okay. So this is the first sock whip that I have. It's my Desert Vista Dye Works for March. You're not going to be able to see the tag. It's going to be too washed out probably.
Somebody threw me some beads.
Throw me some beads. Yeah, it's a Mardi Gras reference. And this one is on sparkle. Love the sparkle. And I know it's past Mardi Gras, but it had green in it, so I figured I would knit them up for March for
sure.
Happy Day. So I started these the other day. It's my typical sock recipe. I'm actually going back to 2 at a time socks.
Woohoo!
I just enjoy it better. So
yeah, they take a little longer, but really in reality, they probably don't take much longer than doing them singularly.
Honestly, with the way that I'm going to be doing the heels now, with the cut and heel, I think this is like the best method.
Yeah, because it moves it along quite quickly.
Yep.
So that's funny that's a Mardi Gras reference. I never would have looked at this and said Mardi Gras at all.
Really?
No.
Green, gold, and purple is totally Mardi Gras colors.
Green,
gold, and purple.
Okay, that's funny because on the camera, that looks like green, orange, and black.
Mm-mm. It's like a deep, deep purple.
So, okay. So like an amethysty.
Green, gold. And you know what? Gold looks orange. You said I look orange in your screen, so it might show up correctly.
Oh, and playback. Yeah, maybe. And again, we're just fiddling with this.
All right. Sorry.
That's okay.
My nephew woke up.
So hopefully that, maybe it'll come better colored in the playback. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. So I am making another sock. And I am failing miserably because I apparently I know how to read. I don't know how to cast on anything. And I thought I was going to be super cute and cast on a pair of socks for Keegan. And this is why I cannot do anything when I got to sit down and actually pay attention, right?
Yeah.
So I casted on these socks.
That yellow. Just like honeybee socks.
Yeah. When I casted this on in a shawl, I'm like, oh, I am really totally like doing bee colors because it was striping, so it really looked like a bee. So the cool thing about this is if you can see that, they're little S's.
Yes.
Oh, so this is a spoiler alert because this is a mystery knit along by somebody. I don't know. Do you know she actually tagged me on Ravelry and told me I needed to put up a mystery knit along picture on my post? I'm like, it's a cuff, lady.
Oh.
I'm not even that good at it. I normally post a picture when I end. Okay, I put a picture of my yarn. Back up off me. And then she did this little lattice work.
Yeah.
And it is, so this one's Superman and this one's Thor.
Very cool.
But do you see how large they are? They're so big and in charge here. It's not even funny.
Big picture, nephew.
I knit up. I was like, oh, okay. I casted them on, started knitting. And the thing is the very smallest size and the largest size are all on one pattern. So I didn't realize until I was looking at it.
Gotcha.
Because these are the socks I knit when I'm doing my homework. Like when I'm downstairs doing my homework. And I didn't realize that I casted on my stitch count instead of the small stitch count. Okay, so I am already almost done with this pattern. I'm not ripping it out.
So you're going to finish those then?
Yeah, probably. So this is the colorway. This is a Knit Pick Stroll gradient. So, and it's called the Rocket. It's called Rocket Ship, but I think it might be discontinued. And it was definitely knit into a sock blank and then cut out and then unraveled because the yarn is way kinky.
Yeah. I think that's how they dye their gradients, is in a sock blank.
Mm-hmm. So, and the yarn is, I use Stroll because in my one whip, this whip, I have Stroll yarn.
Yeah.
In it. And this, I don't know if it was because it's been knit into a sock blank, unraveled, and then wound up, but this yarn looks like it has been completely stretched to the max. Like it looks like, I mean, even my socks are slightly even, like, probably going to be maybe a little bit too big for me, and I'm not going down to a 0.
The stitches might, well, they might even out a little bit when you block them.
Well, yeah, but look, I mean, it's probably, I don't have well, I do have another, well, it has ribbing, so it really won't matter. But anyway.
Yeah.
So this is a mystery knit along. It's for, what's the D? DC and Marvel. So one sock is DC, one sock is Marvel. So there'll be the yellow one is Superman so far, and this one is Thor.
Gotcha.
And she has you do a slip stitch, and I'm not doing a slip stitch, And that is in no bag because it sits right beside my table, and I put it on the floor. And that's what I got for you.
All right. My next sock whip is the
you got 3 sock whips. I forgot about this one.
So this is the sock whip that I pulled. This is the whip that I pulled out of my whip jar on my last podcast. And I had a toe knit. And I was talking about how I love to do vanilla socks. And somebody said, well, since you only have a toe, you don't have to do that pattern. But the thing is that any of the whips that I have left, okay, so I've said before that I don't frog projects, and that's not true. I frog a project if I don't like it immediately. Like if I don't want the finished object and I don't like the pattern, then I will frog it. But I don't let it sit around and then frog. Any of the whips that I have going currently are projects where I want the finished object. So that's why I'm not going through bags and pulling yarn out, because I do want them and I do want to knit them. So these socks I really wanted. So these are the Cable Ship socks by Michelle Knit Pearl Hunter. And I had a toe, and my gauge has changed since I cast on the first time. So I ripped out the toe and I restarted it. And this is what I got.
Oh,
see, okay, so on my screen, this is looking kind of orangish and purplish. But in real life, this is like hot pink and purple.
Yeah, it looks on my screen, it looks very hot pinky red. Yeah, and purple.
Okay. So I finished, I got up past the heel. You have to do 230, well, you don't have to, but I'm doing 232 row repeats for the leg, and I have 132 row repeat left. But here's what the back cable looks like. It's very basic, just across. So I've got another 32 rows, and then I can bind off, or I can do the ribbing and bind off. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. They look super small, but with any cable sock, they'll block out.
Right.
When I get them on a blocker. Let me see if I can. There we go.
Wow, that's really cute. I love them.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy with
Looks like little donuts. They make me want to go eat.
Yeah, and I did this entire, and I'm doing 2 at a time. Not this past Thursday, but the Thursday before, I did this entire section. Like, they just, like, within, like, what was it, 3 or 4 hours, I kept texting Levi, like, progress pics, and they just flew off my needles, and I was so surprised. Because they almost went just as fast as my vanilla socks.
Right. But
I was a cable. And then I did the heel that Friday night, which took me forever because it's a German short row heel, and I don't care for that, the way the pattern was written for that. So I did the heel that next Friday, and then 2 days ago, I worked on this, and I probably would have gotten more done, but I was dyeing yarn all day, so I didn't get a whole lot of knitting done. But yeah, I'm really happy with them, and I hope that I can get them done next Thursday, and then pick a new whip out of my work jar. So they're really flying, and then that's going to be a languishing whip off the needles. How exciting.
You know, I was going to talk about that. I currently have, well, before I cast on a few things this week, I had 18 whips, Melissa. What?
Listen, I put a post on Instagram. I have 28 whips, and I'm casting 4 on today. Yeah. So, but it's a lot of obligation knitting, so. Yay!
So my next whip is my Merled Magic by Stephen. I lost Stephen Westa. And guess what, y'all? Look, I have cast it off the body. It is not attached.
It looks so good. I love it.
So I tried it on. It is a Scotch short.
Uh-oh. Well, you know what? Once you block it, it'll probably stretch a little bit.
Yeah. So this is the front. So that's the front. I don't think it's a Scotch. I mean, it's not. I don't know. You know how you have a preference on where you're. It's not a Scotch short at all. I shouldn't say it's a Scotch short because it hits me like right in the middle of the zipper, and I like my shirts to hit me like at the bottom of the zipper on your pants.
See how the bottom's rolling up a little bit? When you and lay it flat, that'll lower down.
And I was going to steam it, and I forgot because I'm a loser. But all of these ends are woven in because I did the Russian join, Melissa. I'm excited about it.
It's like you and I switched places.
No, I did the Russian join, so I didn't have any ends.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, so this is my Merled Magic. It is done in all knit pick stroll. And now I just got to cast on the sleeves, and I'm kind of debating if I'm going to do the sleeves 2 at a time, or am I going to do the sleeves 1 at a time, and just do what I need to get it done. But yeah. And then here is where I was the last time I showed it. So I did pretty good work. It's right here where the F-bomb is by Ann Tudor, if I can turn it around. And I did that in 2 weeks, along with knitting all my other things. And then I did the I-cord bind off. I wasn't going to do the I-cord bind off at first, but I thought I'll give it a try. And if I don't like it, I can always rip it out and redo it, you know? So I did do the I-cord bind off, and now I'm in love with this. So now I'm going to work down my sleeves.
How exciting.
And it's housed in my diaper bag. You know, I was watching.
I love it.
I was looking on YouTube yesterday. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's where my 7s are. In my bag. And my most disliked video is when I put diaper bag for knitting. I don't know what it was about that one, but people did not like it. Anyway, so what's your next whip, dear?
That's me. I don't look at that. I'm actually going to show one I haven't started yet so I can finish up the socks. I'm starting these today. I have a really good friend that was just diagnosed with esophageal cancer, which really sucks because she's really young. And, you know, she's got a young daughter that's my next, she's like got a 13-year-old daughter, and she's had cancer before, which...
Okay, now restart, because you were either talking too fast or, I don't know, it got really, like, halted.
Okay, but I'm not, she just can't catch a break, and I figured she's going to be in the hospital for a while, because she has to have surgery, and I decided I'm going to make her some socks. So I'm going to start with Knit Picks Felici. I don't know how sensitive she is to like wools and things, so I wanted to start with something that's super soft. And this is one of my favorite gift knitting yarns to use because it's so stretchy. So I can knit a 64-inch sock and it'll fit somebody with small legs or it'll fit somebody with a wide calf. So this yarn is really good for, it's got a lot of, it's the same percentage of nylon, but there's something about this fiber that is, the way it reacts is a little more elasticy, if that makes sense.
Right.
So this is the Foxglove colorway. I know she's a purple fan, so I figured this would be perfect. And she does have a size 10 foot, so I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough. I thought about making her do, but I have a lot of obligation knitting coming up, so if I have time, I will. If not, then I'll probably just stick with this. But I just wanted something comfy that she could wear while she was in the hospital or recovering at home, just to let her know that I'm thinking about her and just to give something special to her. That goes on today. I'm going to try to get the ribbing done. But, yep, so that's all my sock whips. Or going to be whips.
Yay! So my next whip is...
What's he going to pull out, guys?
So I am
Yeah.
I'm doing something similar to Melissa. I've been working on my whips. I started out with 32 at the beginning of this, I guess last month, and I've just been whipping all my whips here. So I finished my mystery knit along, so I picked up another whip. You're getting really grainy. Am I getting grainy?
You've been grainy the whole time, but I think it'll be fine on the video.
Because you're getting, like, delayed, too. Oh, well. We'll figure it out. If it's not the way it is, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's the nature of the beast. We'll figure it out next time. So I'm doing the Typhoon by Josh Risk or something like that. Sort of a knitter on Instagram. I don't know his... And I think his name is... I don't know. Why am I talking?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and he does this really cool thing with like self-striping. So instead of it, because in self-striping, you go like this with self-striping and it makes stripes. Well, he's actually knitted on the bias so that the stripes, you can still get a whole chunk of color, and the color just does really cool things.
I love that.
So this is
and I have so much self-striping yarn.
Yeah, it was really cool, and I got it. His pattern, I think he was doing a buy one get two free, or buy two and get one free, or something like that for Black Friday or Christmas. And I bought one or two patterns and got one free.
Stay off the internet.
And so this is the Lost Lake colorway from Knit Picks Felici, and then this one is a Knit Picks Perusian Stroll. So yeah, I've got this stripe here is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, section 6, and I've got 4 more sections, and then I bind off. And the bind off is kind of cool because it looks like mountains and valleys, so I'm really excited about it. And then I bind off in the stripes, so the I-cord binding has like the color striping along with it. You don't have to weave in 2,000 ends. So how exciting. But anyway, so that's it. And it's in my Halloween bag.
Gorgeous.
I know, I love this bag.
Yay! How much this week, or have you worked on it yet?
Yeah. When you last saw it, I was here, where the gold thing is. So I've done another bias color stripe, and I've done a blue stripe, and I'm knitting it on size 5s. US size 5s, 3.75, and I got my stoppers. Because y'all know I love a short needle for my knitting, so it makes it easy.
Save the stitches.
Yeah, so it just keeps them on. Like, look, it just keeps them on so that I can knit the cord I want. And I think it's on like a size 22 cord or an 18 cord, so it's really small. But it keeps the knitting. It keeps the knitting quick, because the next stitch is ready to plop off the edge of the needle anyway.
Yeah. I forgot to show those socks. I have that in my, what is this called? This is the Luna Pie Designs bag that Mercy showed on her podcast, and I had to go get some. And it's just so cute. Like, it's like a little, it reminds me of the old-fashioned grandma knitting bags, because it's got, like, the metal bars in them.
Yeah, it reminds me of a doctor's
bag.
Like,
they just, I love it so much. I forgot to show that. That's a new acquisition. I don't think I'm going to be showing acquisitions anymore unless I'm showing them, like, as I'm knitting them or using them. So speaking of, so I have another obligation knitting to do, which I got some help with on Instagram. because Levi wouldn't answer on what yarn to use. But I am going to be knitting a baby flax light sweater, and this is a free pattern on Ravelry by Tin Can Knit. And I knit Jason the flax in worsted a few months ago, but I'm going to be making a baby sweater, and this is Lolo did it in her America's Team colorway. I'm going to be casting it on today. So my goal is to get the ribbing done for my friend's socks, and then I'm going to hopefully cast this on and split for the sleeves today as well. So lots of knitting for the day. But my best friend, her baby, so it's her first grandbaby. So I'm really excited for them. And I wanted to knit something special for him. And I got to get that done because she's due in April. So that's one of my most highest priority knits right now. And then this is in my bag by Pearl and Plum Studio. And I really love the fabric of this, but I didn't realize how much I was going to love this bag when it first came. It is a closure at the top. The handles are pretty wide. It's got pretty fabrics on the inside, pockets. I don't know. I really love this bag a lot. It's one of my new favorite bags. So cute.
I love it.
I love it. That's it.
So I got one more. And then
I have two more.
I got my mittens and then one more. So
yeah, I have my mittens and one more.
Okay, so we are going to Rhinebeck. How exciting! Rhinebeck 2018.
Exciting.
I know. So the tradition of Rhinebeck is you knit a Rhinebeck sweater. And since I've been trying to knit the Radmere for years, I have now chosen my yarn. I bought it off of Cloudborn. I bought this yarn here. And it was actually $3 a skein of yarn. So it's wool worsted twisted, and it's just 100% fine Peruvian wool, so it's non-superwash. It's a high twist, and that's kind of what you want for a color work, or not a color work, a cabled pattern anyway.
How exciting.
I know, but okay. You can see here. See how thin it is?
Oh, yeah.
You can see me, right? So I was going to do the double extra large because I remeasured my chest now that I've lost 20 pounds. And I'm down one size per Jared Flood.
Yay!
But I thought, okay, I'll knit one size down. But then when I did my pattern, I did a swatch, like a good knitter. Now, I didn't do a 4-inch by 4-inch swatch, but I did swatch. And the one thing I would say about this pattern is he didn't tell you what to swatch. He said your swatch and stockinette should be this size, and your swatch and the cable should be this. But it didn't say what cable you should use to swatch with. So I just swatched stockinette because when I made my sleeve in acrylic, my stockinette stitch versus my cabled stitch was identical. It was right on. So I did a stockinette. See how thin it is, Melissa? But I think, honestly, I wonder if this will be perfect. Because this cabling, I don't even have, I do have my phone. So this sweater is ridiculously heavy cabled. So I'm wondering if having a thinner fabric would be better, because we don't really live in a climate there it is.
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
So we don't really live in a climate that needs an overly heavy jacket.
Right.
I mean, occasionally, but that's 2 months out of the whole year. And if Rhinebeck was anything like it was last year, we're not going to want a heavy sweater regardless.
It's warm.
So I'm wondering if doing a size 8 would work because of how airy it is.
Right. It's more breathable.
So the yarn looks, it's very thin compared to like a worsted weight, which it's a worst, they're considering this a worsted weight. It looks
Mm-hmm.
more like a DK and on the lighter side of DK. Because like this here is DK. And it looks much smaller than this, but it is tightly wound. So I thought to myself, maybe this yarn will bloom when I get it wet and I block it, right? So I got it wet yesterday, and then I set it out. I didn't pin it because I didn't want it to like... Okay, so you can see, I pinned one side and I didn't pin the other. So I pinned this side, and I didn't pin this side to see if pinning versus non-pinning changed the like structure of the actual stitch. These look a little more stretched out, and they're a little more airy, and these are a little closer together, but still on the side of airy, you know what I mean? So I was thinking about going down to a 7, and even double knit, you can still, like, look, you can still definitely see me through the stitching. So I thought either going up a size and going down a needle size to a 7 would work, or just leaving it at 8 and just realizing that I'm going to have a slightly airier garment than heavy.
Yeah. Which isn't a bad thing.
Right, and now that we talked it out, I think I'm just going to leave it as an 8. Because my gauge is perfect. Per his 22 stitches or 18 stitches per 4 inches, I'm getting 18. My row gauge is off by 2, though. Or something like that.
Oh.
But I didn't do 4 inches
but
either.
You can... Yeah.
And I feel like row gauge is less important than stitch gauge, because the row gauge, this pattern's more like knit to 5 inches, knit to 8 inches, knit to 10 inches. So I think row gauge is really less important on this one. But to make a small story short, I've done the ribbing for the fronts. So these are my front ribbings.
So excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I already talked about like all the sweaters I want to knit this year, and I'm trying to get a lot of my whips done and my obligation knitting out of the way so that I can focus on sweaters the second half of the year.
Yeah. But I think this one might take me a while.
Yeah.
Unless I start it and it wrecks my whole knitting plan, and then I won't have to worry about it. But I'm doing a 2x2 ribbing. What?
I love it. How exciting.
I know. And here, it is in my Route 65 bag, the bucket bag that I purchased on Etsy.
I love the polka dots. 65
South, Alabama bag. And this was on Etsy. The other bag I got I do not like.
Yeah.
It comes in a hank. And I'm using these as my stitch markers.
Yay! Flutes. I call them flutes.
And I love this because look how big this pocket is. Can you see the pocket in this bag? Probably not. But it houses my 20-page pattern.
Yeah. Love it.
And these are done on my size 6 signatures, and then I will convert them to my 8s, my Chagu 8s when I'm done. Or I might buy a pair of 8 signatures.
I asked for a set of signature needles for what gift purchase. So hopefully sometime this year I'll have a full set of signatures. He was like, do you want to sell your, because I call my diet craft needles. I call them my Ferraris. And he's like, do you want to sell your Ferraris? And I was like, no, I want my Ferraris and I want signatures.
I want them all, lady. I want
all of it.
Them
okay.
All.
So I'm not exactly sure who this hat is going to be for yet. I had a plan and then I changed it. But basically with all the pom-poms I purchased, I need to cast on a hat, which if I can get the ribbing done on my socks, I just have to keep reiterating. Like if I can get the ribbing done on the socks, if I can get the baby sweater to split for the sleeves, then I'm going to be casting on this hat today. If not, the hat's not going to be casted on today. But I had accidentally purchased this yarn a couple years ago when I was buying yarn to do my doodler shawl. I needed an extra skein of because I don't know if you recall like the big hubbub with the Dougler shawl, but people were running out of the main color. And so I had the kit. I hadn't planned on casting it on yet, but I knew that I was going to need extra yarn. So I had placed an order for this colorway from Hedgehog Fibers. It's the Monet colorway that I used for my Dougler. But I didn't realize I got it from Simply Sock Yarn Company, so I figured it was sock yarn. I didn't look at the weight, and I didn't realize it was DK. So when it came, it obviously wasn't the correct weight. So I had even balled it up, and I was like, you know what? This looks really thick. And I looked at the tag, and I was like, no wonder. So I have some DK yarn, and I found a worsted hat pattern. And I actually found this because there's a hat I keep seeing on Kitchen Clutter, which is where we got our pom-poms from.
Mm-hmm.
And she sells them, and I was like, I love that pattern. Like, I really want to knit one. And she actually says the pattern name in the description box. So I went and found the pattern, and I purchased it. And it's like this really chunky, like, cabled hat, and I'm really excited to make it. So I'm going to hold this DK double. I'm going to make it. And then I'm going to take one of these pom-poms to put on top. I think I've decided on the blue one.
Put them in more of the center of the screen because I can't see them. Cover your face. There you go. Oh, yeah, that'll look... Oh, those are going to look great. One of them, yeah.
So the white would go well. The blue would go... I think the blue is the best option. I really like this rainbow one, but I just don't think it's right for this yarn.
Yeah, it might be a little too wild for the giver. For the receiver, I bet.
So I think this is going to be my hat. It's going to be a gift knit. It'll either be for my niece or my...
She's there.
Oh, she's been... Oh, okay. She's still sleeping. She's here. But it's like almost noon. She's still asleep. But anyway, so it'll either be for her or for my friend or my friend's daughter or just, go in the gift pile for Christmas.
Right.
Or maybe I like it enough and keep it for myself.
Bam.
So that's my next cast on.
You're doing it, girl.
Cast plan for today. I'm kind of going cast on crazy.
I know, me and you both, girlfriend. Hold on, I'm trying to get... Okay, so we're having a March Mitten Madness. Is that right? I forgot the name.
Yes. March Mitten Madness.
So is that your last whip, or do you have another one?
Yes, my last whip is my mittens.
But she has a hoe!
I do have a hoe. It's not even a whip, it's a hoe.
She has a hoe. She has a hoe. Now, have you casted the other one on yet?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. So I have two. So I'll talk about one of mine and then talk about one of yours, and then the last one of mine. I must apparently have too much knitting here. I need to slow it down. So I got approached by the Thinking of Me shawl by Wendelica, the test knit that I did. She is now releasing a fingerless mitten. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be for knit. Like, her last one was for knit picks, or was being primarily sold on knit picks, I believe, or something. I don't know. Why do I talk? Anyway, she sent out an email to whoever tested that and said she had another pattern that she was looking for, test knits, and I said, yeah, sure, I'll test knit. I don't know why I do this to myself, but I do. So it's called My Cat Walks All Over My Mittens by Wendelica. And she has a podcast. It's called The Woolly Things, I think. Yeah, the little woolly things. And so I decided I was going to test knit for her because I'm going to test knit the larger ones. So ideally, they're supposed to be little paw prints that are kind of climbing up the whole hand of the mitten. So I'm doing them in the Cat Sock Fibers is the yarn company, and her Storm colorway, and it is on her tweed base, so it kind of has the little donicle nips throughout. And I am about to start increasing for my thumb gusset.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so she selected, she emailed the test knitters at Testknit the thing of me, Sean, asked us if we'd like to test knit these fingerless mitts. And I've never actually done fingerless mitts. And my mittens that were supposed to be for this cow are a complete freaking fail. So I have now casted these on. I've actually casted these on twice. I casted them on the recommended needle size, which was a size 1, and they were too small. They barely got over my knuckles. So I casted them on a size 1.5 on my zings. And
Gotcha.
they're doing fine. They're fine. They're a standard knit. I think this could be a pattern for anybody as long as you're fearless about picking up stitches. And, it's just a decrease, increase, yarn over kind of stitch pattern. So it's nothing that's like too overly complicated.
Right.
And this is in my Busy Bee bird bag. Or, no, Busy Bird bag, not Busy Bee. I always say that. Every time I'm with you, I always say the Busy Bee. And I got some little enamel pins. And Melissa looked at enamel pins. They're bloody expensive to get made.
Yeah. I got a quote to get some made, and I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. At least not now, unless I can find some place that does them cheaper. If any know of any place, let me know, because I got a quote from like 3 different places. So
yeah,
pretty.
So anyways, that's my mitten, and then I'm going to talk about my failed mitten after you talk about your successful mitten, because you've already got one knit. How not fair is that?
So I've been doing this new thing that I like to call, I got a little end, hang on, called Cast on Friday, where like I sit down and I just cast on all of the things on Friday. So last week I casted on my Desert Vista Dye Works socks, and then I casted on this mitten.
Oh my God.
And I love it so much. I feel like I should have knit the thumb a little bit longer, but I was trying to get it to end where the mitten ended. Up here.
Yeah, I see.
Like, it's just a scotch too short, but I can like push it down. And I realized that even just having it on for this short amount of time, I'm not a mittens person. I don't like that I can't spread out my fingers. Like, I feel really constricted. But I will like it when it's cold outside and I gotta drive somewhere, shovel snow or something. Which, who am I kidding? I never shovel snow. But
so the cool thing about those mittens, though, is you did the Latvian braid or whatever.
Yeah, there's a Latvian braid at the bottom.
Move it over. There you go.
Along the cuff.
There you go.
And then it's just a chevron color pattern. The yarn I use is Knitterly Things Mitten Love yarn kit that I bought at the Simply Sock Yarn anniversary sale when I went to Fort Wayne, Indiana last summer, which I'm actually going again this year in May, which I think you should go if you can, but I don't know.
When is
I think it might be it's the weekend of Memorial Day weekend, I think.
Oh, okay. I might. I don't know.
We'll see.
I might just travel over during the day and come back at night because
I love the inside of it.
Oh my gosh, Melissa, look at your floats. Hold on, you're really delayed.
I had so much fun making it. Yeah. So, yeah.
I really love those, Melissa. They are so beautiful. Now, are you split splicing them?
No, I have these little ends poking out everywhere because I just literally just wove them in and clipped them. So now they're like coming out, but I'm just gonna clip them. They'll be fine. But yeah, I really love them.
I do too. I think they are super duper cute.
I need to get the baby sweater done and the socks done, and then I'll probably cast on the second mitten for this. So.
Yay!
I'm excited.
Me too. So, I've had a complete fail this week, and I have tried not to have it as a fail, but I have knit these things 3 times.
I want to ask you a question real quick. How many projects do you have where you don't have to cast on full projects? You're always casting on like 2 or 3 times.
Okay, hold on. I couldn't hear anything you just said. It all broke up. Okay, now go.
I was just gonna say, I feel like a lot of your projects you have to cast on more than once. Like, yeah, it's not a big deal.
Instead of doing a swatch, then I would know what size I need.
Who swatches?
So, I have posted this on Instagram. This is my initial admission. My initial mitten for our mitten cow of the month. And I think we might do a monthly thing. But I was using Melissa's yarn, Honeybee Knits in the Heartbreak Hotel colorway. And then I was doing Arbor by Brooklyn Tweed. Hello, Jason! I'm using Arbor in the Hunchback colorway. And here they are. Melissa, I have
Look how much progress you
I know! And I'll put the pictures here. I've actually cast these things on 3 times.
Wow.
And I think I have 2 problems. One, I don't know why my sizing is different. I watched this girl named Earth Tones Girl. She has a podcast here on YouTube, and she's knit. Like, the reason why I picked her is because one of her pictures, she actually has the Sobu Mittens by Skane Deer Knits as her image to her podcast. And I was like, oh, so she's knit them. So maybe she can have some insight on if she thinks they're too small, if she thinks they're too big, blah, blah, blah. So I think one of my major problems with this is I use 4-inch needles or 3-inch needles, so my needles are this short, you know? And I think the problem is that the whole mitten doesn't fit on the needle, so the ends just tend to get tighter as I go on and as the mitten falls off the needle.
Right.
The color work tends to get tighter because of the mitten falling off of the end of the needle, and then those loops get tighter because of the way you knit, you know? So I don't know. And there's floats that are long. There's floats that are like 9 stitches apart on certain parts of the thing. And like, for example, when she does the feather, like the like half of the flower, so there's a bottom half and there's a top half, and then there's a background stitch all the way across with a very, like, ticks of your pattern color. There's like 8 and 9 stitches, and I think by the time I get to that 9th stitch, they're not on my the beginning of the stitches aren't on my needles, so it just sucks it right in. So I have currently on the way, hopefully, I ordered them on Amazon Prime, but I ordered 2 needles that are 4 and 6s that are actually 5 or 6 inches long, so that I can see if maybe that is my problem, to see if maybe it'll correct it in my frustration.
Right. So if it doesn't work this time,
I'm burning the pattern and I'm never doing it again.
Okay, good. I'll come over and we'll have a burning pattern party. Because I just know you've been so frustrated with that.
Oh my gosh, I've been totally, and it's not like I can't do color work. I just did a whole yoke of color work.
Right.
And I've done 2 hats in color work, so it's not like I'm color work challenged.
Yeah.
And literally, Melissa, the one day that we had that free service from Etsy, I watched all of the color work, like, videos. And then that's when I cast it on the second time, with the purple being the background color and the gray being the patterned color.
Right.
And I can't say that it's because the fibers are different, because your fiber is 100% superwash, and the Brooklyn Tweed is Tarhi unsuperwashed. So I can't say that it's because they're different, whatever. Because if you look at if you compare threads, the threads are identically like the same height. You know what I mean? Like the same circumference or diameter. Yeah. So it's not like this one's plumper than this one, or this one's plumper than this one. So I'm going to try. I bought the longer tips, and I'm going to see. Oops, shoot. I'm going to see if the longer tips help with the pattern because I'm making these as a gift for my sister for graduation. So that'll be exciting. So I got to figure it the hell out.
Yeah.
So I've got to say What?
Go.
No, go ahead. What'd you say?
I was just going to say, like, when is our cal ending? Are we ending it the last day of the month?
Sure. I hate when people say things are super easy because I hate when people say that, but I think a month is good enough to get mittens completed in, right?
Yeah.
Even like the slowest of slow knitters could get a pair of mittens done in a month. And I saw you.
So let's just say that.
Go on.
I was just gonna say, so let's just go with. Well, the mitten cow will end at the end of the month, but I'll close the thread the day that we podcast together again when we draw winners.
Oh my gosh, I got a Ravelry group too. Remember?
Guys, go check out Levi's Ravelry group.
I know.
On Ravel, that's so exciting.
I know. So now I've got to get a thread up, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I've got a thread up in mine.
I know. I saw it this morning. Damn it.
Yeah, how about for this month we just do it out of the thread that's already up in mine?
Sure.
And we'll put winners out of there so they don't have to post in both places. And then our next knit along, which we'll talk about and figure out what we're doing, we'll put it in your thread now that you have a Ravelry group. So exciting.
I know. How exciting. Alrighty. Oh, well, we're 4 minutes till noon. You've got things to do. I've got things to do. How exciting. And if we do this and I don't know. I'll have to try to figure it out because I feel like we're really delayed. So I don't know.
I hope that the video quality came through okay, that it's not blurry.
Well, if it is, people are going to have to understand. I mean, nobody's supporting us with buying us a brand new camera and things like that. It gets expensive. So if you want to watch it, you watch it for the value, you watch it for the content, not the quality of the video. And doing it like this, it's our first time. People are going to have to understand we're not going to travel to each other because we live 2 hours away.
Yeah.
Every time we're going to do a video. So I feel like this is a good experience. We'll learn. And if it doesn't work out, then we'll just put ourselves in a box and know where we can go and where we can't go. Like there'll be a blue triangle, right? Melissa will be like, Levi, you're getting out of the blue triangle.
Look how much knitting I got done on these, though. Like, I started here, I think.
Wow.
When I started.
See, I can't knit and talk. It gets me into trouble because then I always look down. Like, I cannot, I love people that can do this. Like, just pull it out and just go. And, like, look.
Yeah.
And I can't do that. I've got to look. And I can do about 10 stitches without looking, and then I need to look. And I need to verify that my 10 stitches haven't fallen off.
You'll get there.
Girl, it's been 3 years. I don't think I'll ever get there.
You will.
I'm too, anal about it. Because I do not want to lose the stitches, yo. All right, now. This has been fun. Ooh. Oh, yeah, let's talk about shop. Hurry. Let's do the shop talk. Oh, my gosh. Melissa, I need one of those.
I am really happy with how these came out.
I know you were worried when I...
So this is...
Pull them back a little bit.
After the Storm.
There you go.
So this one's kind of a rainbow, and I will say that line colorway is that I'm experimenting with how to best dye this. So I don't know that it'll be exactly like this next time I do it. But I am really happy with how it came out. It's got this dark twilighty gray with rainbow colors in it, and I really love it. I like how it turned out. I was really disappointed with it while I was dyeing it up, and then And Levi and Jason were like, it looks good, it looks good. And then it dried and I skeined it up and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this again. So I love how the colors mixed and everything. So there's that. And then I have a spring colorway that is yet unnamed.
Oh my gosh, what's that?
No, those are official pictures. I have official pictures that are going up today.
Okay. Well, you can send them to me and I can add them into the clip here. Or it gets too grainy.
So I'm not sure what it's going to be called yet, but this one's like the Eastery pastels. It's got yellow, green, blue, and pink, like a rose pink. So this is really pretty. And then this one, it's very, very springy. I obviously was going for a green theme this month, but this has got all like purples and pinks, and there's some browns in there, and greens. I love this one.
It reminds me of a flower.
Yeah, so this one is also yet unnamed, but it's really pretty. I really like it. And then this one, which I'm really impressed with how this turned out, because I was not expecting it to come out this way. But I love, because it has like, it's this main green, Kelly green color, but it's got like these pops of like purple, and then there's some gold in here. It's kind of hard to see, but there's like gold in there, and this is my St. Patty's colorway that I made. So I really am happy with how this turned out. So it is a small update. There's not a whole lot of each colorway going in the shop. But there's a little bit on my fingering weight bases. There's no DK this week. But yeah. So when we hang up, actually, I'm going to post them online.
Yay! And I probably can. Well, just send me the pictures, because then I'll try to have this edited tonight. Probably not. Let me quit lying to myself. Melissa, I need more yarn. Like I need a hole in my head. Oh my gosh! I love them all, Melissa. You did such a good job this week. Yay!
Okay.
I'm excited to see how this turned out.
Yeah, me too.
And again, this is our first time, so we'll work to get it better the next.
Yep.
And it's life. I mean, if you want to watch it, you watch it. If not, you don't.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I will say, because I know I got comments on my last video about not looking into the camera, we're doing this on our laptops, and the camera's like at the top of the screen, and we're down here, so we're always looking down. So there's not going to be very many times when we're looking straight into the camera this time, just FYI.
And maybe we can do it on our, well, I don't know how you do it on your phone.
Well, I have Skype on my phone.
So maybe next time we'll try it Skype on your phone and see how it works. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now you look fine. I just think when we have a lot of movement and stuff, I think that's when we kind of start breaking up, because the camera or whatever, or the internet can't keep up with like the craziness of the motion. I don't know. Anyway, it was fun. Thanks so much for doing this. I had a blast, darling. Look at my show note book. Lucky Jenny Nett sent it to me.
I love it.
She's no longer podcasting anymore. It's a bummer.
What?
Yeah, she said she's not.
It's a lot of work. It really is. And it's just socially, it exhausts you, because you have so many people messaging you all the time, and you have all these great conversations and connections with people, but it's draining. It's draining to have that much, especially if you're like me, where I'm kind of like a recluse. Like, I pretty much stay in my shell. So having that much social interaction all the time, it takes a lot out of you. But it's a good thing.
Right. All right. Well, I'm going to get off here, because we're going to go shopping for flooring. And you're going to have an HOA meeting.
About an hour.
Now, do you get involved, or you just stay in your office, lock yourself in?
No, I'll probably be downstairs. I'll probably just knit. So normally we have
I'm an active member.
Normally cookies, and we get like bottled water and stuff, and we didn't do any of that. So, oh well, bring your own BYOS, bring your own snacks.
Bring your own shit, ladies and gents. Alrighty, well, I had so much fun. I'm excited to edit this and see what it looks like. So, until next time.
Till next time. Bye.
Bye. See you for part 2 on WTF Knitting's podcast channel.